So, if you're working on the good old trusty 7.3 Power Stroke, this is a 99, a late 99, and the top breaks out of your glow plug, and you remove the body, and the tip is not attached, there is a way to rescue it. It is very time consuming, but you do not have to pull the head. There's the piece that was stuck in the bore in there. The carbon buildup had wedged it in there. So when you unthreaded it, it just popped out of the body of the glow plug. So how you get this out is the hole for the glow plug is not big enough for you to fish it out. So in order to do so, you need to pull the injector out, and then you gotta you gotta take your cup out. It gives you just a little more room right here, because that's real close to the same size as that glow plug. So if you take this out, you get barely more room. Then, oh, by the way, don't buy these cheap Chinese junk pullers for the cups. They do not work. When you screw it in, this little plate doesn't even press onto the head. It doesn't work at all. So the only way you can get them to work is you take a bearing race or some sort of a piece of metal, and you put it on this collar. Try and do this with one hand. Put it on the collar like that, and then you can barely get it out. But this thing is super cheap. I know they're tempting on eBay and Amazon. Do not buy them. You will cause yourself more headache than what it's worth. So don't buy one of those. So you take I got a piece of chainsaw fuel line. I took a neodymium magnet, little tiny neodymium magnet. It's real strong. See, it can pick stuff up pretty well. And then you put a piece of electrical wire inside of the tube. You fish this down inside the hole where the injector nozzle went through. Then you use some pliers to push it down, like I used some needle nose to fish that down in there further. And then you just hope and pray and wiggle it around in there, and if you're lucky, like I was, eventually it will get attached to it and it will yank it out of the injector hole, because it's a bigger diameter than this. So even with the carbon buildup, it still fits through. So if you have a cheap glow plug, which don't ever buy cheap glow plugs unless you want to run into this. If you have this happen, you do not have to pull the head to get it out. Just do not start your truck until you remove this, or you will be buying a new engine. So, injector's out. I'm going to put some new O-rings on it, freshen it up, clean it up, throw it back in there with some brand new Motorcraft. These are the only ones you're wanting to buy for a 7.3 Power Stroke. Do not buy the cheapies. You will be in a world of hurt. So, there you go, guys. Comment if you got any more questions on the process. I will gladly answer, but you are not completely out of luck if you have one of those fall on your head.